Greetings to all. In this video, we will learn about the second chapter of geography, that is land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife resources. The topics covered will be land and soil. Land provides soil cover for growth of plants. It provides mineral resources to industries and materials for construction of houses. It is also an important source of livelihood for many humans. Therefore, land is an important resource. However, its availability is limited. Only 30% of the total area of the Earth's surface is covered by land. Of the total land area, only 30% is inhabited by 90% of the world's population. The uneven distribution of population in different parts of the world is mainly due to varied characteristics of land and climate. The rugged topography, steep slopes of the mountains, low-lying areas susceptible to waterlogging, desert areas, thick forested areas are normally sparsely populated or uninhabited. Plains and river valleys offer suitable land for agriculture, hence these are densely populated areas of the world. Land can be put to number of uses. It can be used for agriculture, forestry, mining, setting up of factories, constructing buildings, laying roads, etc. The utility of any land or land use pattern is determined by climate, its physical features such as terrain, type of soil, availability of water and mineral resources, human population, the needs of the people, and the technical knowledge. On the basis of ownership, land can be private or community land. Land owned by the individuals is known as the private land. Land owned by the community for common use, such as collection of fruits, fodder, nuts, herbs, is known as community land. Community lands are also known as common property resources. The population of the world is increasing day by day. To make space for this growing population, more forests and grasslands are being removed. This has resulted in degradation of land. There are many measures that can be taken to conserve land. Afforestation, which means converting lands into forests, reclaiming wastelands, regulating the use of chemical fertilizers, pesticides and insecticides, controlled grazing of cattle and livestock. Soil is an extremely important natural resource as it supports all plant life on the earth. In the absence of soil cover, plants cannot grow. Therefore, we can say that soil determines the agricultural activity in a region. Regions that have fertile soils are rich in agricultural resources and support larger population. The thin layer of grainy substance covering the surface of the earth is called the soil. Soil is made up of organic matter, minerals and withered rocks found on the earth. This happens through the process of withering. Now, let us understand the factors that influence the formation of soil. The process by which soil is formed is a very slow one. It takes hundreds of years for just 1 centimeter thick layer of soil to form. The nature of the parent rock and climatic conditions such as temperature and rainfall determine the rate at which soil is formed. The flora and fauna determine the humus content in a particular soil. Physical factors such as altitude and slope of the land along with time determine the thickness of the soil in a particular region. For example, soil cover is relatively thin on mountain slopes while valleys and plains have a thick soil cover. Soil erosion and depletion are the major threats to soil as a resource. Both human and natural factors can lead to degradation of soils. Factors which lead to the degradation are deforestation, overgrazing, overuse of chemical fertilizers or pesticides, rainwash, landslides and floods. Some practices that can help conserve soil are mulching. In arid and semi-arid regions, farms are covered with the layer of organic matter such as wet straws, leaves, etc. to help retain moisture. This process is known as mulching. Mulching helps prevent soil erosion as moist soil is not easily carried away by the wind. Contour barriers. Farms in hilly areas have small barriers made with stones, grass, or sand all around them. These natural barriers prevent carrying away of the soil by water. Trenches are also dug in front of the barriers which help to collect water. In addition, the land is plowed along the contours of the hill rather than along the slope. This again provides a path for water to flow down the slope, thereby checking soil erosion. Rock dam. Rocks are piled up to slow down the flow of water. This prevents gullies and further soil loss. Terrace farming. In hilly areas, flat steps are made on the sides of the mountains for cultivation. The steps not only provide level land for growing crops but also reduce surface runoff. It helps control soil erosion. Intercropping is another method in which different crops are grown in alternate rows and are sown at different times to protect the soil from rainwash. Counterplowing is the method in which plowing is done parallel to the contours of the hill slope to form a natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. Shelter belts. Deserts and coastal areas experience very strong winds. Therefore, to prevent soil from being carried away by high speed winds, rows of trees are planted around the farms. With this, I finished today's topics. Thank you. Have a nice day ahead.